Warren Buffett, Oprah, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and so many more successful people all talking about one thing: the power of reading. I always used to wonder how these extremely busy people find the time in their hectic schedules to read. And that's when I really started digging and practicing something amazing called productive speed reading. So, with this strategy, I started reading a bunch of books before realizing that 80% of books that I've read are pretty much useless. They all talk about the same thing in different ways and often in unnecessary detail. So that's why in this video, I'll be saving you a bunch of time and hassle by taking you through my top 5 books to read if you want to learn how to make money, be productive with your time, and any other related topics. I think that everything that I have read can be beautifully summarized into these 5 books because these books are not simply delivering information, but rather they are giving you a practical guide on how to apply them in real life. You can apply the lessons right after reading the book. In fact, if you don't read these books, you will literally suffer a lot in your life and you will waste a lot of your time on things that you could easily avoid. Now, let me not waste any more time and dive right in. Book 1: 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. This is one of the books that has a pretty big impact on my life. I know that a lot of people view this book pretty negatively. In fact, some people even see this book as pure evil. But like it or not, this is the best book that's ever been written on social intelligence. This book will teach you everything you need to know about how to deal with people, how to make them like you, respect your work, admire you, and even make people do what you want. A lot of people might say, don't you think that business books are more important? And the answer really is no, because business is simple. Get a product and sell. This book is going to teach you how to do that, how to persuade people, how to negotiate, and every other thing that you need to know. So the lessons that are taught in this book aren't only about business, but pretty much everything else that's about dealing with people. Book 2. The second book is by far the most influential book in my life, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and there's a pretty strong reason behind it. It completely changed my understanding of money and wealth. It was always interesting that money was like a master fuel, but it wasn't clear to me how to achieve that. It was pretty much more like a dream until I got my hands on this book because it helped me to think about the practical plan on how I actually can achieve that. And my personal practical plan was getting into investing. I've taken inspiration from Warren Buffett and have invested in a range of things like real estate, stocks, and cryptocurrency. Using Rich Dad Poor Dad, Warren Buffett's advice, and my own research, I started investing through Webull, which is an awesome platform that helps you invest in a bunch of different things, like stocks and crypto, in a really simple way without having to pay high rates as you would have to with other platforms. And you can actually get 12 free fractional shares if you sign up for a Webull brokerage account now using the link that I've put for you in the description box below. If you've got any questions, just join our free and friendly Discord community, which I've also linked below. So, Rich Dad Poor Dad isn't going to tell you, look, do this and you'll make a lot of money, but it's more about changing your mindset, your understanding of money, your job, business, and this kind of stuff. I'm sure that a lot of you will say, please don't tell me about mindset. I want direct action. I'm tired of these useless mindset books. But like it or not, I'm talking from my own personal experience. This book will change your views about money. You will start seeing things differently, and you will never want to get a job after that because you will find a way to become financially free. So you can't simply go through the idea of this book. You have to read it a couple of times and maybe understand them properly. Because like it or not, money is one of the most important things in our life. So if you're serious about achieving financial freedom, you must read this book. Book 3. The third book on the list is Mastery by Robert Greene. This book is a very different and unique book. It will confuse you if you don't know what to do with your life. But if you're simply not motivated, then this is the book that you have to read. It will teach you how to find your passion and how to master your passion. At the end of the day, we all have to master something to achieve some level of success. What happens usually is that you have a passion for something, you start doing it, and you don't see any results, and then you start losing motivation. And this book is going to tell you why and how to avoid that. The first 3 books will help you to achieve the kind of success that you usually think about. It's more about money, fame, and this kind of stuff. The kind of success that we can aspire for because we can see that in other people, and we want the same thing for us as well. But there is a different kind of success, internal satisfaction, which is much more important than materialistic success. Look, what's the absolute goal of life? Why do you want to make a lot of money? Why do you want to achieve mastery? Why do you want to have great relationships? What is the final goal? Simply happiness. As long as you're happy, as long as you feel happy, you're successful. That's all that you want out of life, right? And guess what? You can be happy without money and everything else. In fact, you can have all the money in the world but still not feel happy. For some, it just might not make sense at all. And that's why I want to suggest to you 2 books that will explain to you why. So, these are more spiritual kinds of books which I think are far more important than the first 3 books. Book 4. The first spiritual type of book that I highly recommend that everyone should read is On the Shortness of Life by Seneca. It's going to change your perspective on life completely. After reading this book, you'll start appreciating every single small thing in your life, such as the fact that you breathe. Do you ever just realize that you're breathing? Although that is just a small thing that you don't pay attention to, we simply cannot live without it. When you read this book, you will learn how to achieve self-actualization and self-awareness, and you will value your time and your life much more. Book 5. The second one is Mindfulness for Beginners. It's basically about stoicism, and it's a very short and practical book, simply written and beautifully summarized. The book begins by explaining what mindfulness is and how it can be cultivated through the practice of meditation. Kabat-Zinn emphasizes that mindfulness is not a religious or spiritual practice, but rather a secular form of meditation that can be practiced by anyone. He also explains how mindfulness can be used to reduce stress and promote well-being, and provides evidence from scientific research to support these claims. The book then goes on to provide detailed instructions for a variety of mindfulness practices, including body scan meditation, sitting meditation, and mindful movement. Kabat-Zinn provides guidance on how to get started with these practices, and tips for overcoming common obstacles that people may encounter. The book also includes guided meditations in CD form designed to be listened to and for you to practice along. In summary, Mindfulness for Beginners is a comprehensive guide to mindfulness and meditation written by a leading expert in the field. The book provides a clear introduction to the practice of mindfulness, its benefits, and how to get started with the practice. It aims to guide the readers with step-by-step instructions and guided meditations, providing a path for beginners to understand and practice mindfulness in their daily life. And that wraps up today's video. Now it's your turn to tell me what's your favorite book. Which one do you think is the most important on this list? Also, if you learned something new today, be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below and comment any thoughts or questions that you might have. We love hearing from you guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so that you can be alerted every time we upload brand new money-making tips that you simply do not want to miss out on. See you in the next video.